Hi, it's Dorothy Guinan with Scrapbooking Quebec. I'm here with an impromptu bonus video for my mini series Power Scrapping. In this series, I'm sharing a fun and fast, streamlined approach to using collections. So far, I've introduced and organized my kit, 49 and Market Sunburst collection, along with Stash, and I created 3 layouts on YouTube. My plan was to finish today with a layout share. However, what I'm going to be doing is creating one more layout with my leftovers, and my layout share will be next week. Today's video is in quasi real time with very little editing. Honestly, it was an afterthought, but I did want to share with you what I was doing with my leftovers. So let's get started. After creating the 5 double page spreads or 10 pages, I still had 2 full sheets of paper left over. Now it's no longer full because I've already cut into it, but I had a 12 by 12 of this, and I also have this. And in addition to that, I had this bag of scraps. So I thought I would create one more layout. So what I decided to do was create this layout, or should I say recreate it. I already did this in a video. I called it my focal point page design. So what I'm going to do today is create this again, because this really doesn't take much material. If you recall, this was from page pack number 3, and this was the design, which is basically a file folder with a bunch of paper in different sizes underneath it, along with 2 embellishment clusters. Now, originally I had created this on a 49 in Market paper that had big prints, big images already on the foundation page, and basically for the embellishment clusters, I just built on top of them. So my page today is definitely going to be different. I'm going to toss this to the side right now. And what I have done already is I have cut out my paper, because again, I did not plan to do this on YouTube. I have 3 pieces of paper, or first of all, I should say, I do have a frame style foundation page with 3 sheets of paper. You can see that newsprint paper is here. And what I did was I gutted the 2 back papers. So I gutted the black paper and that newsprint paper. There is a tutorial on my channel where I explain how to create one of these frame style foundations, so I am going to link that up below. And then what I did with the paper that I gutted from behind the foundation page, I cut this paper. This was a scrap of paper as well. And also this was a scrap of paper from a previous layout. Now, if I'm to get out the design that I already created on YouTube, you can see this black and white paper here. Mine, the yellow, is a little bit bigger because for this one, I didn't have any more than what you see on the page. For this one, I could cut a piece a little bit wider. This green paper here is the very same size, or I think it is anyway, as that pink paper. And this newsprint paper is the very same size as that green paper. So again, I am going to make the very same page design. I'm also going to put a file folder here. I think I've already selected it. Yes, I have this file folder here, so I'm going to use the very same size of a file folder, and on top of it, I'm going to place a photo. Now, I have a smaller photo because if you look on the file folder, there's this image of a palm tree, and I did not want to cover it up. I have possibly 2 mats here. I haven't decided on that yet. So basically, I'm going to be following the very same page design, the very same recipe for this layered photo mat, and I will be creating 2 embellishment clusters, one in the top left, the top right, and the other in the bottom left. And like for my other layouts, I have this tray full of embellishments. So again, I kind of went through them and narrowed down my choices. These are laser cut elements. I don't have too many of those left. Here are some ephemera pieces, and here are some title pieces. And I have some other stuff in here as well, and I'll show you that throughout the process. So let me put this over to the side. Oh, I forgot to show you this as well. For a few of the previous layouts, I had punched out some leaves with a Stampin' Up! Leaf punch. And for one of the layouts, I had cut out these fern leaves. I didn't end up using them. This is a die. I think it's from Elizabeth Craft Designs. Anyway, even though I didn't use them, I didn't throw them away. So I have all of this here because in my embellishments, I don't have any leaves left. I used them all up already. So I'm putting all of this to the side here. I'm just going to put this beside me, but it is close. And what I'm going to do right now is just basically build like I did for the other layout. So I started with a long piece here. I have another piece in a different size. It has some punch outs, but that's okay because it's going to be covered up with this. So if you're to look at that with this file folder on top of it, now I have to decide what I want for a mat here at this point. I feel like I have so many layers here, but I definitely find it stands out more with the two. So it's going to be two. So basically, you can see here, I'm going to bring the other page in just to give you an idea. It's the very same page design here. Now, of course, I have to build my clusters, but basically that's what I'm going to do. Now for this one here, I had bumped it up really over towards one side. I think I'm just going to bump it up, not quite towards the middle, but a little bit towards the middle, because if you look here, I have the title here, and I'm probably going to place the title in the same spot, although it could go here. Anyway, I'm going to start by adhering these pieces together. Actually, I'm going to do something else first. Before doing that, I do want to have a look at my embellishment tray because I already have selected my main title. That is me on the last day. You can see I'm beside, I should say, a bunch of suitcases. And yeah, so my title is Au revoir, which is goodbye, which I suppose it could go up here, but it could go here as well. There's another thing I'm thinking I want to bring in. I have all of these tickets from 49 in Market. I haven't used them yet. That's definitely the same green there. Yeah, I like that too. Yeah, just bring out a few of these. This is a gray. Okay, let's just work with it with this. I feel like I've got so many layers already, but anyway, let's see. See if I had something like this. Ooh, it's not very big. Okay, how about that? Ooh, photographs. Okay, that's kind of interesting. Okay, that's definitely has a lot of layers there. What am I going to do with this? Yeah, see how that looks. Okay, so I'm kind of liking this. The idea here would be, like on the page I showed you a moment ago, I had two embellishment clusters in the top right and the bottom left with the title. Now, when I originally created this page, the placement of the embellishments was decided by the paper, which already had these big images on the page. I'm going to follow the very same page design. I'm going to basically adhere this down. I'm not quite sure how I'm going to place my title down here, but I am going to bump this up a little bit more towards the right so that I will have room for my title here. So let me fast forward and start adhering this. The main parts are adhered to the page. I did not adhere the file, photo, or this cluster. I want to play around a bit with the other embellishing first. So let me get it out here. I'm going to remove these tools. As I mentioned, I have leaves that I had previously die cut and punched out. I think I'm okay for the tickets now, so I'm going to put those back in my tray. Put some leaves here. I love using leaves as a base layer to embellishment clusters, which is why I ended up using up all of the leaves that were in my embellishment packs and had to create some more. Anyway, so I have those. I have some of these flowers, and basically what I have left are the yellow ones, which is kind of perfect for this one. I also have some ephemera pieces, and again, like I did in the previous layout process videos, I kind of pre-selected some embellishments based on color, basically. So in this case, it's yellow, black, and green. I was going to go like this. I do like that. So I'm going to start with some leaves here. I'm going to get back out my page just to see. So if I'm to look at my original page here, which is what I'm following, I kind of put a lot of it between these two layers, between basically on this page, it would be the newsprint and the green. Let me just put this up here because I am going to be referring to it. All right, that would mean I would be working with, hang on a sec, here we go. I'd kind of be working with these two layers, I guess. So I'm going to take the leaves and flip them on the opposite side because obviously one side is that dark green, but the flip side is more of a lighter distressed green. Just find some that I might like. All right, so that's something like that. Let's bring in these ferns. They're kind of like palm trees, I guess. Okay. Do I like that? Let's just see. All right, let's bring in some of the flowers. Because one of them that already had adhesive on it, this one here. Maybe something like that. Okay. Got a butterfly. I like that. So I'm kind of liking that. Now on this original page, I have this little booklet, which I was using the file folder for. So in here, there are extra photos. I'm not quite sure if I actually have anything to go in here. I suppose I could probably put maybe a copy of travel documents. This is going to be the last page in a travel album. Actually, I do like that tag there, the details. At least I could put the date or something there. Ooh, and I have a tab here. Okay, right now I kind of like that. I'm gonna work on the bottom cluster. This is proving to be much easier the second time around. Again, I have mentioned over and over again in this power scrapping series that one way to kind of speed up the layout process is by creating the same designs over and over again with different material, different photos, and all of that. It's something that I do a lot, and I often share that in my layout shares at the end of the month. I show pages that I've done using identical page designs, and in my mind, they look different. I can tell it's the same jumping off point, but I find it very interesting how the same design can create such different looks. That's not bad, I suppose. Will au revoir show up? I think it's going to show up better when I don't have wax paper on it. That's my guess. Maybe I need one of these ferns in here as well. This one, I want it to be kind of smaller. Maybe I'll have something like that. Let's just see. I feel like I need a little, at least a little flower in here. Wondering if that should be down towards the bottom. You know what? I am going to put this on fast forward, adhere this, then I will come back and do some finishing touches. Okay, I ran out of juice there. So, changed my battery, and basically, I'm not quite sure if I'm happy with my title or not, but that's the way it looks right now. And my page is pretty much finished. I am going to keep this loose. In the original page, I taped up the sides of the file folder to make a pocket. I still may do that. I plan to put my travel date here. Let me get some string. Hang on a second. Will this work? Yeah, it's gonna have to. Okay, so I'm just gonna put some string in this tag. And aside from that, I am going to leave this file folder open for the time being because I may put, I don't know, some kind of travel document in there or something like that. I do plan to write the date here, but that's basically it. And if you look at the original page that I did, the focal point page design that I mentioned, this is the very same page design, complete with folder, but it really, really looks different. So that's what I mean, how you can use the very same page design over and over again and really come up with different results. It's a really quick way to scrapbook. Anyway, that's it, and I will say a few closing statements. Bye-bye. So off camera, I added the date to that tag and a chipboard word to that file tab, but that's basically it. I hope you enjoyed this video. The next video will be my last, a layout share. So now my 7-part mini-series, I guess, is an 8-part mini-series. I hope you enjoyed this video and I hope you enjoyed this series. If you did, I would greatly appreciate a thumbs up. And if you haven't subscribed to my YouTube channel, Scrapbooking Quebec, I would be absolutely thrilled and honored if you did. Also, if you are a subscriber, thank you very, very much. Have a wonderful day. I will see you soon on YouTube, and that layout share is probably going to be in and around April 12th. Bye-bye.